Happy Monday and good morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mackenzie Lake. Let's get into our full Monday forecast. I'm tracking high pressure that's out into the west of us. This system, it's going to move down into the central coast as we head through the middle of our work week, and that's going to bring in a beautiful warming trend. As far as sky coverage, we're seeing some low clouds and that marine layer influence north of Point Conception. Conditions here in Santa Barbara look mostly clear. Take a look at our temperatures and notice how we rise back up into the 60s for the day. This is a stark difference compared to our weekend where we had some fire weather concerns, we had the heat. However, most of our coverage zone will be into the 60s and low 70s. This is because stronger onshore flow is projected today, and that sea breeze will keep the immediate coastline a little bit cooler. We're also running into some of that cloud coverage, as I mentioned, so that's going to keep us more mild as well. However, we don't have any watches, warnings, or advisories, so we're kind of falling back into a stagnant and very pleasant weather pattern today. Here's a look at our future track winds. So as I mentioned, that nice onshore push, we might see a little bit of marine layer formation. However, not expecting big concerns today. And then take a look as we head through time here, because I showed my future track winds all of last week. We were looking at those sundowner winds each and every afternoon, but things look a little bit different heading into our Monday. So stronger onshore flow here, San Luis Obispo, Santa Maria, and Lompoc, anywhere from about 10 to 15 miles per hour by 1 o'clock. And then as we step through time here, winds start to crank up through Paso Robles and interior areas. However, Santa Barbara and the south coast here look pretty pleasant. Again, these winds looking much lighter than last week. No advisories in effect and not nearly up to advisory threshold. Just some blustery conditions inland and up in Paso Robles. Slight breeze there in Gaviota, 20 miles an hour sustained, but dropping off pretty quickly as well. So here's a look at the next couple days, not tracking sundowner winds any longer. We're just falling into a very typical June pattern. So we'll see some overcast skies tomorrow as well, but I do think most of our dense fog develops on Wednesday. That's when high pressure moves really close to the coverage zone. Our temperatures spike a little bit as well, and we know when we get a little bit of that temperature gradient from day to day, that's when our fog develops. We'll hold to the 70s all the way through the extended, and as we head into the ending months or ending days of June, well, we know the 4th of July is right around the corner. People starting to make those plans already. Here's a look at our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Most of my long-range modeling showing above average conditions to start the month of July. So here's a look at temperatures for the day. We're back up into the 60s for the south-facing coastline. Again, this is a slight cooling trend from yesterday, just due in part to marine clouds and that stronger onshore push. 70s in Los Alamos and Buellton, 66 in Santa Maria. No watches or warnings to talk about, and overnight lows into the 50s. Take a look at Avila Beach and Pismo Beach. 50s, a few 60s out there. Very mild by the immediate coastline. Up into the 70s down in Ventura County. So if you're heading out the door, it's a perfect afternoon for a nice picnic or a bike ride. Enjoy.